welcome to Battle Royale number 7. Getting there. I'm almost halfway to my King of the Ring, my top 16. This is hard because I'm just randomizing them. Right? I'm not like, just whatever I feel like watching at the time, I throw in. And I'm hoping that I always gonna have like top movies, at least a few that I think are great. So I'm doing what I can in that department, but this is a real mixed bag yet again. And I'm gonna get right at putting my 20 into the ring here. First up, we have The Abyss. Next up is Nope. What Lies Beneath. I Saw the TV Glow. Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. Both of them are entering. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. The first one. Dracula 2000. Never Let Go. Jack Frost. Bridge of Spies. Backcountry. Emma. Told you it was random. The Strangers, Chapter 1. Slumber Party Massacre and Slumber Party Massacre 2. Both of them are entering. Coraline. Alice in Wonderland, the live action. Come Drink With Me. And last is Barbed Wire. So yeah, like I said, a real fucking mixed bag in this one. I would say half of these are movies I've seen in the last year that I didn't watch a second time because I've seen them so recent that I didn't need to. I know their ranking. And then the other half are movies that I've watched in the last few months. And some of them were really recently. And I just basically mix them all up. So you get a real treat, all time eras, all decades, all genres, everything. That's the way I like to do this. I think it's just fun this way. I was thinking about doing themed ones where I'm like all of one type of movie, but what's the point, really? Because this is a battle, like my end game here is to determine my greatest movies of all time and show off my collection and what I actually have and how many I have, because it's endless. And I also just keep watching my entire collection. Like at a certain point I want to be able to say that I've seen most of my collection, and right now it isn't that way just because I have so many. So I'll just keep on knocking them out, and I keep throwing them into my letterbox list. That way I know that I've done them in Battle Royals already. That way I don't accidentally do the same movie twice. That's about all I can do. But let's get it underway here. Right in 20th place and last place, and this probably comes as no big surprise to anybody that's seen this movie, and that's The Strangers Chapter 1. This came out last year. Fucking boring, like, here's the thing. One of my discs is loose. The movie's not garbage. It's just so unnecessary. Like, it's so hard because here's my thing. I'm not a huge fan of The Strangers anyway. Like, to me, it's good, but it's not like 5-star classic or nothing. It's just a good horror movie to me. So, and then The Strangers Prey at Night, I actually like a lot as well. And I just don't feel like it's necessary to be making more of these movies. I'm kind of done with it. Like, come up with some new ideas. I think I'm not alone in that department because, like, I know this movie got widely shit all over. So I know that it's not just me. Because, like, the acting's okay, the kills are okay, like, everything's done okay. It's just the same old fucking shit that we've seen multiple times. At a certain point, enough's enough. We've been there, done that. Dude, this was Blumhouse, right? No, it wasn't. Thought this was one of Blumhouse's decisions, but no, this is Lionsgate. Alright. Well, hooray for Blumhouse, I guess. But yeah, I'm just throwing it out. 20th place here. Let's move on. Next up is this crazy freaking random 2020 movie. I was on a 2020 kick for a while, and this is one of the ones I watched. And I thought it was going to be really good. I'm going to be honest. I thought, like, I love the actors here. Anya Taylor-Joy is usually pretty solid in everything I see her in. I had a few guys I've recognized before. I knew what I'm getting into. It's just like a drama, love story kind of movie. And anybody that knows Emma, this movie's been remade like so many fucking times. It's based on a Jane Austen book. And this doesn't, like, it's the same thing again, if you've seen any of the other ones. And Mia Goth is in this, actually. It kind of threw me off. A few British people, British actors you've seen before. I can't really say, like, I'll give my scores at least. The Strangers I gave a half star to. And Emma in 19th place, I gave this a 1 star. And it's because I just didn't get sucked in. I think if you were a fan of this genre more than me, I just watched it because I have it, and I was like, yeah, I haven't seen that. Give it a try. And it was too boring. I was just halfway through. I was like, all right, can we get this over with? I'm tired of this story. I'm getting bored of it. But yeah, some people might love it. I gave it a 1. Probably pretty harsh, but whatevs. Next up here, this one might be controversial to some people, but in 18th place, I put I Saw the TV Glow. How can I talk about this movie without being controversial? Not made for me, I guess. I gave this a 1 star. And it's because I only like one scene in the entire movie. And it's where your lead actor here, what's his name? Justice Smith. He has a scene where he basically has an anxiety attack meltdown at a birthday party. And he screams at the top of his lungs. And I could not stop laughing. I just thought it was fucking hilarious. And I'm someone that suffers from severe anxiety problems, so I get it. But it's so ridiculous. Like, oh man, I have a very controversial opinion on this movie. So I can't really talk about it deeply here on YouTube. But it's pretty much like a transgender movie that, Like, that's the whole story, technically, is the troubles of being transgendered, I guess. There's more to it, a little more to it than that. Not much, but a little more. If you are really interested in that storyline and seeing something from that point of view, then you probably like this. It does a good job at that part of that aspect of it. I thought I was disappointed because the quotes on this, it's just like masterpiece and will draw you in and never let you go and stuff like this. And I kept the title. I saw the TV glow, like it sounds alien-y or something. Like I was just expecting something from this, and it was not anything of what I was expecting. So I was just like, all right, not for me. I didn't enjoy myself at all. So 18th place, it's eliminated. And in 17th place, I have Barbed Wire, starring Pam Anderson at the peak of her 90s. What can I say there? Greatness. Frickin'. This came out around the time like movies like The Crow and The Shadow and the whole bunch. Just all kinds of these like superhero style movies or anti-villain type movies. And this is another one. She's just running around, getting revenge, doing contracts, not acting very good, which is to say the least. The acting's pretty rough in this movie. I gave this a 1.5. There's a couple funny parts that I was giggling. Not hilarious, just giggles. But if you want to see Pam Anderson in like just tight leather for a couple hours and killing bad guys, then you might love this movie, because that's truly what it is. There's some funny scenes. There's some other good actors on here. Steve Railsback I always like him and things. He's always just over the top crazy. Xander Berkeley, Udo Kier. There's a few. But like I said, it's just a straightforward action flick that has Pam Anderson just as scantily clad as you could possibly get without being fully nude. And she's killing the shit out of bad guys. If you like that sort of thing, might be higher in your list. And then, next up here at number 16, I am going to eliminate a Scream Factory title. This is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. This is the original. Now, I gave this a 2.5. I actually like this a little more than your average person, I think. Unless that is the average score, I don't know. But this is Scream Factory release. It's the only way I could get it. They have a nice steelbook too, but I don't think this movie is worth the price that they're asking for that steelbook. So going into this movie, I truly thought it was just going to be throwaway garbage. Like, I thought, oh man, it's one of these like fucking just absolute shit random horror movies. Random horror movie number 400 of the year, basically, that it comes out. But it actually surprised me. Like, I enjoyed some of the kills. The look of the characters is shit, but thankfully they improve on that in the upcoming movies. I like the way they start the movie. I like just the story that they're putting behind the 100 Acre Woods and stuff like that. I also grew up a Winnie the Pooh fan. Like, I used to have teddy bears of all the fucking characters, and I used to watch the cartoons, movies. So I was interested. It had me already before I started, so I think that might be why I enjoyed it more than I should have. Because it is pretty cheesy. But I mean, if you like cheesy movies, it is just a cheesy slasher movie. I don't know how you could love cheesy slasher type movies and not at least find some enjoyment out of it, because it kind of is It's just that. It's just literally, you're gonna get your scantily clad chicks. They're gonna get whacked. You're gonna get, like, it's just the same tropes as all your cheesy slashers. So I had some fun with it. I still need to pick up the second movie. I don't own it yet. That's also been put out by Scream Factory. And then next up, I am eliminating Bridge of Spies. This was directed by Steven Spielberg. And if you like the content here, then this movie would probably be way higher from you. I only gave it a 2.5. I actually, I gave it the same score as Winnie the Pooh, but better than that, obviously. That's why it's higher, my elimination here. But it, I just found it a little too long and boring. I enjoyed all the outcomes and the intensity of the moments when they happen. And I thought they were well built up. I just didn't really find myself caring about the characters. Like, I didn't get sucked into Tom Hanks's lead performance here, and basically he has to go and trade spies on a bridge, hence the title, and he has to swap prisoners, and the whole movie leads up to that happening. It's the final act of the movie. So you're just getting to know the backstory of these prisoners that are getting swapped, and Tom Hanks's character who's chosen to do the swapping. And I was just bored. Like, I could see some people probably loving it, but it just wasn't for me. Didn't suck me in enough. 2.5 though, like, it's still worth a watch, obviously. Next up, another 2.5. Right from the front here, this is from Arrow Video. This is Come Drink With Me. Cheng Pei, who passed away this year, actually. So, moment of silence for her, because she's in a lot of these old Shaw Brothers movies, and she's excellent in them. And this is one of her first. Might even be her first. I'm not 100% positive on that. But this one did not suck me in as much as I was hoping. I've heard good things about this. It's this is like 1960, what year is it? Really? You're gonna give me one of those that only have the year this Blu-ray came out? It's 60s. I'll just say that. So it's really old. It's early Shaw Brothers when they're jumping into martial arts. And I'll talk about the movie in a second. First, here's a free 30-day trial to Arrow Player, if anybody wants that. I'll hold that up there for a second. See if anybody... You get their streaming service for 30 days for free. I don't use it. I buy everything, so I don't really care. It has the original, or the new art here. It also has the original art on the inside. I might as well show it off here. Cool stuff there. And then it also came with this booklet here, like, as per usual. I won't go through it all. It's just tons of writing. Tons, actually. Lots of reading to be done there. I love a good booklet. And Cheng Pei, she plays the lead here. And they call her the Golden Swallow. And she's like an assassin for the government of China. And she's been assigned with going and taking out a group of rebels. And their leader, specifically, who is played by, I don't know this guy's name, because I haven't seen him in a lot. But I really liked the villain, we'll say. No spoilers. His look and everything, and just the way he acted, and his persona was really cool. I just found this movie took way too long to get to the scenes I was looking forward to. Like, the build up was too long and the payoff wasn't good enough. So I've seen her in other Shaw movies that I liked much more than this one, even though this one is hailed as like one of her best. Actually, she shows up as the Golden Swallow in other Shaw Brothers movies as well. And I've liked those ones more. But yeah, she's just an assassin, and then there's plots happening and government conspiracies, and then whether or not she's working for the good guys or not, or the rebels are good, and that's what this is. It's keep it that simple. There's some okay action scenes, but they take too long to get to them, and that's my biggest complaint. But I gave it a 2.5 still. I think it's still a must-add addition. Nice Arrow release. It's worth checking out. Like, you might love this one more than I did. Next up, I am going to eliminate Backcountry. This is up to a 3 for me. Although I love the premise, I think the build-up takes too long here for what you get. And essentially you get one bear killing in the movie. And that kind of... I just wish. This is like the 3rd or 4th time I've seen it. And the first time I seen it, I would have said this movie's like a 4. But the last, like, I just watched it a couple weeks ago when I picked up this Blu-ray. And it dropped down to a 3 for me just because the amount of time it takes to get to the bear stuff is like well over half the movie. So I was bored, especially when you already know what's coming. It doesn't have any rewatchability, really. I think that's my biggest letdown. But here's the thing, the attack that it gives you is intense as fuck. And creeps you out. It makes you not want to go backpacking in the wilderness. And it has a good ending. I like the storyline. I just wish that it's stupid to say because that's not what this movie is. But I wish there was just a couple more bear kills in it. And it would have been back up to the 4 area. I think that's the only thing that holds it back. But yeah, it's just a couple that goes backpacking. If you don't know. And you get to know their story, and then a bear gets involved, and I'm not going to spoil anything else. But next up here, I am going to eliminate another Scream Factory title, and that is Dracula 2000, with like an early 2000s all-star cast here, familiar faces that you've seen in lots of movies from that era. This, obviously no digital codes or nothing, Scream Factory. I just picked this up a few months ago. It didn't come out, it came out like last year, I think, from Scream Factory, but I was late to the party. I didn't pick it up until months after it already released. And my wife liked it a lot more than me. She kind of has a thing for Gerard Butler, though, so that helps. And I like Gerard Butler as well. As an actor, not for his sexual prowess. But this is one of his early performances, earliest, so he's really young. And I just found it way too fucking cheesy. Like, it's still good. I gave it a 3. It's just... oh, man. There's just a little too much cheese. And it almost feels like a made-for-TV movie at certain points. Like, I felt like this should have cut to a commercial or something. Just that, like, made-for-television feel. But I recommend picking it up. If you haven't seen Dracula 2000, you should grab it. Because it hasn't been released a whole lot. It was really hard to get before Scream Factory put it out here. So I don't, like, if it might sell out, and then your chances of getting it are back down to none again. Unless you want to pay an extreme premium. which I know most people wouldn't. But Gerard Butler does a good job as Dracula. It's just, it just doesn't. It's just a little too cheese. Alrighty, next up here, I'm going to be eliminating another movie from last year. This one's Never Let Go, starring Halle Berry. This is another 3 from me. Had potential to be a 4, but I hate how fucking predictable the movie is. I liked everything. I liked all the tension building. But this movie, if you haven't heard of it, Halle Berry and her 2 sons live in the forest. And she doesn't let them leave the house. And because there's scary monsters in the world. And they show you a couple of the scary monsters, and how do I not spoil it? It's way too predictable. I can't really say anything else. It's just Alexander Aja. I like him as a director too. He's done a few good ones. Don't Breathe was one of his, I believe. Pretty sure that was him. Yeah, a bunch. It has a great acting, great atmosphere, really good feel. I just liked the movie. I just wish that I didn't know the outcome 10 minutes in, because it kind of takes away from a lot of the scares when you know what's going to happen. But yeah. Alright, I'm at my top 10 here. I had to count them there. Sorry I didn't number them. And at number 10, I'm getting rid of a Disney movie, and that's Alice in Wonderland. This is another 3 for me. I liked this better when it came out than I did on this viewing. It's cool to see all the Alice in Wonderland characters come to life and live action, and that's what it is though. Like, if you've seen Alice in Wonderland, the animated movie, which is much better in my opinion. Like, I love the animated classic, and this is just that, but live action. So it's hard for me to give it insanely high scores, because it's just, okay, so you just showed me what the characters look like come to life. I'm going to be honest, Johnny Depp kind of irritates me a little bit in it. I don't know what it is, because I like Johnny Depp. Love him as an actor. But in this, he kind of just starts to get to me after a while. He's a little too Johnny Depp, if that's a thing. But yeah. If you know Alice in Wonderland's story, then I don't need to explain much to you there. It's Tim Burton, which you can tell right from the outgo, or right from the start. It's Danny Elfman does the music. It's got an all-star cast. Everything you can ask for from that style of movie. But I don't need to go in depth on that. Everyone knows Alice in Wonderland. At number 9, I'm taking out from the MVD Rewind collection. This is Jack Frost. This is another 3 to... This is pushing towards the 3.5 for me. I actually have some fun with this, even though it's fucking super cheese. I've shown this off on my channel before, but it comes with one of those little mini MVD Rewind posters. And that's about it. Number 35 on the spine. This is a series I don't have a lot of, because they're pretty expensive in Canada. Like, they're not a cheap series, and the movies that they're offering you, I don't find them, they don't give me that urge to press the buy button. I'll just say that. But this movie, if you go into it knowing what you're getting, like, this is a snowman slasher movie where a serial killer dies, but he gets transformed scientifically, I guess you can say, into a snowman. and then goes on a revenge slasher spree. There's a pretty heavy rape scene, actually. That's, if you're, like, it's pretty disturbing. As someone that's not a fan of those kind of scenes. It's pretty fucked up, because they're making a joke out of it. It's comedic. But he does say a line at the end that's pretty funny, and that's, Christmas is coming early this year. At the end, the one-liners are, like, fucking just ridiculous. And I think that's why I have this at number 9 over all these other movies. That's blasphemy for a lot of people that Jack Frost is higher than fucking a lot of these other ones below it, but I have fun with it. I've watched it multiple times over the years. And it's just, I don't know, just a goofy, fun slasher. Keep it simple. Now for my most controversial elimination, probably of the whole episode. Next up, I'm eliminating the original Slumber Party Massacre. Not number 2. The original. It's a 3.5 from me. I think it's a lot of fun. Just another goofy ass slasher. Like I just did Slumber Party Massacre, the remake. This is a lot like that. So I don't need to go in depth on the story. It's a bunch of girls get together, have pillow fights in their bras and panties. And some dude with a giant fucking drill comes to kill them. And it's fun. It's a 3.5 to me because, like, it's not, to me, it's just another fun slasher. It's not, like, anything extravagant. It's not blowing my mind or nothing. It's just, if you're in the mood for just a dude showing his masculinity over a bunch of girls and killing her with his giant, like, dick, basically, I don't know, it feels like that, like they're going that direction for me. His giant drill just represents his huge manhood. But it's fun. Yeah, and everyone's probably seen it, so don't need to go in depth. And then, next up, at number 7, we have the elimination of a James Cameron movie, and that's The Abyss. This is another 3.5 for me. I know a lot of people love this as well. A lot of people, this is one of their favorite James Cameron movies. This is one of my least favorite James Cameron movies. I can't stand the payoff at the end. It bores me to death. I'm like, oh man, really? Like, aliens, it's an alien invasion movie, sort of. But they're also trapped at the bottom of the ocean, and it's a claustrophobic, action-based, sci-fi movie. And I just don't like the payoff. Like, all the performances are excellent. This is a James Cameron movie. Like, everything's going to be top-notch for filmmaking. You can expect that. And this 4K is absolutely beautiful. This is a must-grab here. It says it comes with a digital code, but I think I gave that away already. Yeah, I did. So yeah, you can expect all the greatness of a Cameron movie, but I just don't get sucked in on the story. This isn't one of my faves of his. The ending where the aliens, what they decide to do, I won't ruin it in case you haven't seen it, but basically they want to annihilate all of humanity because we're shitty. And what happens, I just don't buy it. I'm like, nah, but it's still 3.5. It's still a must-see. It's awesome. And then next up, I'm eliminating Slumber Party Massacre 2. This is a great 2-pack from Scream Factory here, too. Both movies look excellent. Even though they put them both on one 4K disc, they still look and sound awesome. And then you get both movies separately on Blu-rays. Kind of bugs me a bit. It's weird that they gave them both lots of room to breathe on separate Blu-rays. Like, they should have put them both on separate 4Ks and then one Blu-ray with both of them on it, but whatever. It's a double feature from Screen Factory, so you get it. You get what you get. I gave this the same score as the first movie. It's right on par with it. I just enjoy the killer in this movie. I wish he was in it more. His dancing around before he kills people and his musical number, it's just fun shit. Like, I don't know. The movie's not good. Like, it's not that good. It's just, the acting isn't great. Like, nothing's great in the movie. I just really enjoy his fucking dancing and his persona. It's unique. It's a lot of fun. I could, it's one that you can throw on and you're just gonna have a good time. Just like all of them in the franchise, to be honest. Well, at least the ones I've seen. But yeah, must grab double pack here from Scream Factory. Now, my top 5. This was hard for me. These are all really solid, but in 5th place, I'm eliminating Shanghai Nights. This is the second one of the Owen Wilson, Jackie Chan team up here. And I love, oh man, like, this has moved up to a 4. Because I enjoy this movie. Like, I'd seen these two Jackie Chan movies probably, oh my god, so many times when I was young. I absolutely love them. I just, I think they're part of the reason that, or part of the, reason why I developed such a love for just martial arts movies and stuff like that, was these two. Because I watched them so many times when I was young. So, but the second one is, to me, is less, feels more like thrown together than the first one. But I do like all the actors. Like, you get Donnie Yen playing a villain character in the second one here, Shanghai Nights. You get Aidan Gillen from Game of Thrones. He plays Peter Baelish. He's a villain. And you get a really young... What the hell's that actor's name? Of course it's not going to be on the back, damn it. It's the guy that plays Kraven the Hunter. That new movie. Can't remember his damn name. Jesus. Hate when that happens. But yeah, him as a kid. He's like a little pickpocketer, and you find out that he's actually Charlie Chaplin, which is cool. Like, this movie does a lot of, like, they're running into historical figures at the time, which I enjoy. And there's some good comedy and fun action scenes. That's what you're getting from both of these. I won't go in depth. And then, in 4th place, I'm eliminating What Lies Beneath. Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. And a ghost classic here. This is another 4 for me. I think this came out in what year? Like 2000? I think it's 2000. Excellent ghost story. The reason why I open them all the time is because I'm just looking for digital codes for giveaways. In case you're wondering. This one is just great performances from Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford here. And anybody that's seen the Scary movies, they have scenes in those that are making fun of scenes from this movie. It's just one of those early 2000s classics that blew up. If you haven't seen it, you should grab it. It's an excellent ghost house type movie. Michelle Pfeiffer's being haunted by a woman, and you don't know why, and it's just a mystery thriller, and she's trying to figure it out the whole time, and what's going on. And I can't say much because I don't want to spoil, but it's a 4 out of 5 for me in 4th place. And then in 3rd place, I have to sadly eliminate Shanghai Noon. This is a 4.5 Shanghai Noon. Almost a 5. I can't go all the way to the 5 just because it doesn't have anything in it that blows my mind. It's just a really fun, all the way through to the end, action comedy set in the Wild West. Owen Wilson plays like a Billy the Kid bank train robber, and Jackie Chan is visiting America. He works for the Emperor of China, and he's been sent there to find Lucy Liu's character, who's an empress, and she's been kidnapped. So you think, and everything. That's the storyline. And Jackie Chan's been sent there on a mission, and they rob the train that Jackie Chan's on. Owen Wilson and his outlaws rob the train, and then that's how their stories come intertwined. And then it's just comedy and just a fun movie all around. 4.5. If you haven't seen it, I like anybody that's a fan of action movies at all, give it a chance. It's greatness. And then we got our top 2 here. This is fucking hard for me. Now, I know these are both 5s, by the way, for me. Both 5 stars. And it's really tough for me to choose which one is first place, because I love both of them. But I do know that not everybody is a huge fan of my second place, and that's Nope. Nope has taken second place for me in this episode. This 4K, start there, looks and sounds excellent. Can't get any better. Just beautiful picture and sound. And I know that this movie isn't for everyone, and I, for some reason, can't figure it out. The first time I saw this, I thought it was just master class. I actually thought it was better than his first 2 movies. See, my ranking of his movies goes backwards. But I guess it's just the content. I really love giant monster movies, kaiju style movies, and I've said that before, and then people argued me saying, well, I love those too, but that one sucks. And I'm just like, well, I don't get it. Like, it does such a good job at blending an alien ship movie, some of the best alien ship scenes I've ever seen in a movie, actually, where it's hiding behind clouds and it's moving around and watching you feeling. And then it blends that with, like, the whole storyline is being watched, right? That's what the whole thing's about. They have a scene with an ape or an orangutan that murders everybody on a fucking film set that's, like, so intense and sad and brutal, and it's all about being watched and looked at and just snapping, basically. And then this alien ship evolves into a giant creature, which I thought is so awesome. Like, it's not an alien ship, it's like just an animal. It's a giant fucking creature. I think the performances are phenomenal. I think there's unreal scenes in this movie. Like, just beautiful scenes and phenomenal shit. Like, when he pulls up in his truck at one point and the rain, it's like just a downpour of rain, and you can see the circular of where the rain is not falling anymore, and that letting you know that the spaceship's right there, and it goes right above his truck, and all of a sudden it's not raining on his truck, and he opens it up and looks up at the spaceship, shuts the door, and he's just like, nope. Classic. It's just great shit, man. I would argue this movie is masterclass with anybody. I would love to hear an argument of why it sucks, because I hear people say it, like, I don't know, it wasn't for me, I don't really like it, but I'd just love to hear why. I never get that. But to each their own. But Nope takes my number 2, which means my 7th victory goes to Coraline. I'll start out by talking about this beautiful fucking steelbook. That's an absolute must grab here from Shout Factory. From Leica Studios. Comes with the Blu-ray, the 4K. Comes with a nice booklet talking about Henry Selick, the director. Who's also the director of Nightmare Before Christmas. Not Tim Burton. It's Henry Selick. Is it Henry Selick or Harry Selick? I think it might be Harry Selick. Yeah, whatever. Don't need to worry about that. I love Coraline. I've talked about it before on my channel. It's my daughter's favorite movie. One of my other daughter, one of her favorite movies. I don't know if it's her number 1. I don't think so. But I've seen the movie so many times. I even watched the 3D version a long time ago when it first came out back in like 2009. I got the glasses out and we freaking watched it in 3D when my kids were like 4 years old, so they probably don't even remember it. But I just love the work here. I think this is the perfect horror movie made for kids. It's an excellent witch story. Like, it's actually really fucking creepy when you think about it. Like, a witch that lives in just another realm and it targets kids that are feeling unloved by their parents and gets them to come into her world and then decorates the world all up for them so that they love it, just so that they can eat their fucking souls. Like, it's a pretty dark witch story when you think about that. It's pretty crazy, man. And then it actually shows that she did eat the souls and kill other children that fell prey to her. And she turns into what she really looks like at a certain point. It's freaking cool. I even have her mask up on the very top of my shelving up there. I have horror masks displayed. She's one of them. Love her character. I love all the puppetry in this. I wish that I could get my hands on all the frickin' puppets from that movie. I would love to have that collection. It's one of my favorite animated movies of all time. It just blows my mind. Everything about this movie. I love all the characters. The music is fucking awesome. The score. One of the best scores in animated movie history, I think. Just the dark tones. The ending credits song is a regular on my Spotify playlist. Like, just love it. Love everything. Like I said, perfect atmosphere. I love the just country house, secluded. Your parents aren't paying attention to you. Coraline can come off it as a bit of a whiny little brat. But I also like that storyline because usually kids that are getting no attention at home do act that way. So it just makes sense. I love Wiley's character. Wybie. Yeah. Do I need to go on? Coraline takes my number 7 spot and makes it to my King of the Ring top 16. Which, holy shit, that's going to be a really fucking hard top 16. I think I'm going to do it the way, like, I'm still going to put up my King of the Ring bracket that my friend Joe made me. And I'm going to still have that as my cover picture for the episode. And all 16 of the titles' names in it. But the way I think I'm going to do it is I was going to battle them out 1 versus 1. And just keep eliminating them until I only had 1. But I actually think I'm going to do it the same way I'm doing this. And I'm going to give you my definitive 16. So I'm going to, instead of like, say, I put 1 against 1 and then that one beats that one, but you don't know whether or not the one that got eliminated would have beat one of the other movies. so you don't really know. But I'm going to give you my definitive 16. So I'm going to put all 16 of them in the ring here and eliminate them one at a time, just like I do here, and show you what my top 16 are there of my first 16 episodes. And yeah, go from there. It's going to be a lot of fucking fun. I super enjoying this, like I said. I'm at 15 right now watched for my next one, so I'm watching 5 more movies. And I'll give you a sneak preview of one of the titles. One of them is A Fistful of Dollars. I just watched that last night. Picked it up from Kino Lorber. It was a first time watch, so that will be in my next one. And who knows what the other 19 are. Thank you yet again for joining me. Appreciate anybody that takes a little bit of time out of their day and watches my fun little silly battle royals here. I love feedback. If anybody wants to comment, you can say whatever you want. I won't get offended. You can tell me I'm a fucking moron, I'm a stupid idiot for thinking this. I don't care. I won't be offended. Everyone's opinions are different when it comes to art and movies, especially. And movies aren't my only passion. I also love video games, and a lot of people don't like certain video games that I think are awesome, like the Dynasty Warriors series and from Koei Tecmo, and fucking Assassin's Creed series I'm still sucked into every time a game comes out. A lot of people hate that series now. Call of Duty I still play on a daily basis. So I'm used to criticism. And then also, if anybody would want to throw a movie title out, and I will literally, if I own it, and if I don't, I'll buy it. And it will be in an upcoming Battle Royale. So yeah, thank you for watching me. I will bring you battle number 8. And that will be my halfway mark. I'll bring you that as soon as I finish up these final 5 movies. Thank you so much.